day, boys and girls, and welcome to writing. Today in writing, I'm going to teach you how to make your characters talk to each other in your writing and the way that that would look. Because good writers try to make sure their characters have a moment or two where there is dialogue. Talking, another word for talking is dialogue. There's dialogue in your story. Let's look at the example in this book. It says, Henry had no brothers and no sisters. You see the quotation marks right here? I want a brother, he told his parents. So Henry said these words, I want a brother. And he used these quotation marks to show that he's speaking. Sorry, they said. Henry had no friends on his street. So there's two things that were said. The word sorry was said by his parents. I want a brother was said by Henry. The other parts are not dialogue. It's just part of the story. But as you see, there's dialogue here that goes back and forth with them talking. But on this page right here, there's no dialogue. So I want you to pay attention. When you add dialogue in a story, you have to make sure the whole story is not written in dialogue, but maybe one or two things are said using the character's voice. So, I'm going to pull up the ladybug and show you my example from yesterday. The story I wrote yesterday. This is my story from yesterday about when Tucker, my dog, chewed up the carpet. Now, in my story, I have no dialogue. But you know what? I have spaces between my sentences, and that allows me to go back and add dialogue. So I'm going to reread my story and think about where is a place that I could stop and add a part where I am speaking, or my husband is speaking, or something. Let's see. My family and I were playing outside our house. Then I went inside to get some toys to play with and heard a noise. Next, I ran upstairs to see the dog pulling at the carpet. Ooh. This might be a good place for me to stop and add dialogue. I am going to add quotation marks because that is what you use when you're writing in dialogue. Right here, I'm going to add, what would I yell? Ah! I yelled at the dog. Oops, I gotta make space. At the dog. But look, that's what I'm saying, so I'm gonna add into my quotation marks right there. Ah! I yelled at the dog. After that, I called my husband to come see what the dog did, and we put him in his crate. I'm gonna add right here, after that I called my husband to come in and see what the dog did. I'm going to add right here a little caret. This is called a caret. I'm going to add a statement right here about dialogue. In quotation marks, I'm going to say, Ben, come here. So I called my husband to come in and see what the dog did. And this is where I'm going to say, Ben, come here. I called. So I've added that now, so that way I am using some dialogue. And we put him in the crate. Last, we went back outside to play with the toys, and Tucker was in his crate. So I have added two pieces of dialogue. Now, I want you to go back into your story that we have written this week. And I want you to find two places. Two. Here's one and here's two for me. Find two places in your story that you could add dialogue or your character talking. Okay? Go ahead and get out your writing notebook, a pencil, meet me on Zoom, and you can go ahead and begin rereading your story to find where is a good place I could add dialogue. And make sure you use quotation marks to show that someone is talking. See you in a minute.